Good evening folks and welcome, and tonight we're going to look at this because I'm still waiting for the high voltage capacitors to come in for the jobs that I'm doing for Phil, so can't get any further. So tonight we'll have a look at this. This is a STEREOSOUND SS9 and it's got an SP25 as you can see, and it's got all nice metal knobs on it and stuff, and it's quite an attractive looking thing, I think. Anyway, I was using this on Sunday and it did actually sound too bad, but we're going to give it a look over. It's got the original SP25, the Garrard centre spindle adapter with it as well, which is always nice to see. So what we're going to do, we'll crack this open and we'll get into this one tonight, I think. Right, that's the screws out. Let's lift the skirt up, and as you can see I've removed the head shell containing the cartridge and stylus for protection because it is a new stylus that's in that. Hey, what have we got? What we got roaming around in here? Well, I was wrong about the Mullard amp modules, they're not Mullard. Alright, let's see what we've got. Yeah. What have we got in here? Let's take that off. We've got that there. Test batch. Assembly 58. 94. 84. 15. It doesn't give a date though, unfortunately. Number 57. This was number 57. So that'll stay with it. I don't know what this is. We've got this here, which I presume is a model number. That's off the bottom of the deck. It's off the bottom of the deck, that. So we'll keep that. We've got this. God knows what that is. A bit of petrified blue tack. Look at that. You threw that someone out in the dirt. Look at that, a vintage. Hey, look at that. That is a... I'm trying to... That's a Colaro centre spindle adapter. We've got that, whatever that pertains to be, and yeah, I think that's about it. We've got two smoothers in there, a whole raft of electrolytics, a good bit of work to do. These amps are both identical, they're not Mullard. Don't know what they are, not Mullard, but got to get into there. That's a nice shiny panel, that, because you can see the shit reflection of the nuts. Alright, so we've got basically, I'll just put that down. Oops, there's a transformer there, I don't want to damage that. There we go. Just rest that against there for a minute. There we are. And underneath this SP25 it looks absolutely lovely, folk. We'll have a look, see where we're connected. We have a on-off switch here. This is a 3-core cable on this, although I thought initially it was a 2-core, but it's not, it's 3. Got germanium. Oh, they're germanium transistors. Yeah. That could be interesting. I mean, there's not a lot really in there. I can have a seat now. Now taking the screws out. So I wondered what was rolling around inside. I knew there was something. That sticker is off the bottom of the deck. The deck does need a service. And before we get into that, I want to see how these knobs come off, because they don't just pull off, and the amplifier doesn't go out through the front, through the back there. So these knobs, I actually think there's actually a little very small grub screw in them. Jesus, I don't think I've got anything that small, folks. Anyway, let me dig some tools out, and then we'll do some checking around and sniffing and stuff, and see if we can sort this this old music centre out, the music centre record player rather. See if we can sort this thing out. I'd like to get the amp out, do a few checks. There's a lot of these red capacitors, there's a few blue ones down there. They're, don't know who's it, oh, TOC they appear to be made by. Be nice to check them out and see what the ESR and stuff is on them, and you know, do some work on the amplifiers and return them to normal working order if possible. Well, I know one of the amps does work okay, and the other one's a bit hit and miss, if I remember rightly. It came on, and the thing I'm looking at here is we've got a wire link, what looks like, oh no, it's where something's, no, it's just where they were going to put something and haven't done. No, it's normal. It's the same on both amps. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and find a tool that will fit these small screws, if we've got one, and try and get these small screws out. If not, then I think I'm shy to out a look for servicing the amp, because I can't service it in the cabinet. So let's see how we go on. Be back in a minute. There we go, folks, I found the tool to do it. I've just got another knob off. That's the one. There we are. I'll tell you what, you know, they feel nice, these knobs. They're actually good quality. They're actually proper metal knobs, not this plastic shit. You know, not this plastic shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, that's right. Now I need to find the hole on the bottom of this one. There it is. Oops, that one slipped. Don't say it's going to be thwarted. Mind you, that one doesn't have to actually come off actually, neither did the balance one. The end ones don't have to come off, it's only them three. So it looks like I've been thwarted, but not completely. So we'll leave that in there so we don't lose the tool. Yeah. Right, so we don't need the, because we're going to be taking certain wires off here and there anyway. Because we're going to be taking the amp out so I can work on it. And yes, I am going to be taking photographs because I've never worked on one of these before and we want it to be right. We're going to check it because it's got germanium transistors and it could be noisy. So, there we go. Right, so we've got the 4 knobs off that we need. We don't need the balance knob, we can just desolder the wires from that. We can just, you know, I've got my phone, has a camera, so I'm going to take picture. I don't need a picture of the power, about the power connector. Now let's have a look at the output, the mains transformer, because I'm going to desolder from there because it's going to be easier. So we'll take a photograph of, let me stand up for this. So I want to spread the wires, make sure there's no confusion whatsoever. The record deck goes on the end there. So just move this out of the way a minute. There we go. Oops. Right. I don't want any confusion in the picture. So the orange wire on the record deck goes there. That grey wire. See, when you've never done it before, that black wire goes to the record deck motor, goes to there. So the brown and two blacks, brown and two blacks and the orange, they go together. The red goes on the first pin and the white goes on the pin next to it and the grey after that. So we've got two of that. To save me having to remember, then this is the way I'm going to do it. I might even change the speaker plugs on this, put something a bit more modern on it. And just for the hell of it, take another one of the balance knob. We've got two knobs there, and make sure that we know where we're soldering to when we're putting back. Yes, we do. So just to be safe, there we go. And the power switch, don't need to worry about that. That can stay there. There's an earth on there that'll just get unscrewed. So there we have it. You know, phones, they come in handy, don't they, folks? You know, not just for making a phone call. They have a lot of different uses. Your average telephone. Now, oh pardon me, there's another one for the Americans. Another Donald. That's another Donald. Right, let's put the Dremel away, because we don't need the Dremel. I wanted that screwdriver a bit finer anyway, so, you know, and I do need to dress up a couple of my other screwdrivers. Some of my other screwdrivers are a bit on the what do you call it side. Bit on the iffy side, it could do with being ground down a bit. So basically we can leave the balance control in, just desolder the wires from it. We can leave the power switch and power controller, power knob in, just desolder. Well, we don't need to desolder anything from that, I don't think. And we can remove the record deck, and we'll remove the record deck first. And remember what I'm always saying. Let's turn that power supply off so that, and turn the tripod mount on so that in case I want to use that, because it won't work if you've got 240 volts going, if you've got 5 volts going into it from a battery. Now let's get these wires off. we go. One off. These are the motor wires. You know something, folks, this is actually quite a nicely made thing. And these are the wires that power the deck. These are just coming from the on-off switch, or somewhere like that. And I've taken photographs, that way I won't go confused. Don't matter about the wires getting a bit ragged at the ends, I'll trim them all and redo them anyway. We'll take the transformer out, well, not take the transformer out, we can... There we go, that's that one. And I'm safe in the knowledge I've got a photographic record of how my wires go back. Right, there we go. Now let's disconnect the pickup wires, and we'll disconnect those from the bottom of the garage. These are shit. Wow. Ooh. Look at that there. There's a bloody big pin. Wonder if at some point someone used it as a needle. Good job I found that, innit? Could have stuck myself and then given me the needle, wouldn't it? Yeah, this is going to turn out. I'll polish them knobs, will just turn out alright when I've done it. Be a nice, make a nice high five for somebody. I'm just wondering if I can do it from here, or would it be best doing it from... I'll do it from the bottom of the deck. There we go. That fucking screen one there, that's going to be a bastard. They usually fucking are. That's got it. I'll just pull it straight through. Get the... That's it. That's got it. That's the pick up. I mean, if I have to, I'll recut them and redo them. But right. Well, we're not going to start off with the deck first, as usual. Tonight, we're going to start off with the amplifier first, as unusual. So if I put my Garard SP25 Mark 1 there, that's out of the way. Now, we've got the speaker wires there. Everything's a common ground. We've got a speaker wire here which is live, a speaker wire which is live there, and so I need to remember that white goes to the left and green goes to the right. And if you have a camera, utilize it. If you have a camera, make the most of it. There's no harm in taking a photograph just to jog your memory, because I might have to leave this overnight. And as soon as the high voltage capacitors come in for Phil's stuff, I'll be back onto Phil's repairs, so this could shelved even. So what we'll do next, we take the wires off the balance knob. It's actually not badly made, this, by the look of it. I mean, this is probably before STEREOSOUND started making absolutely, I mean, proper unadulterated crap. Because their stuff was shit. It has to be said. But there we go. We've got photographs of where all them go, so we don't have to worry too much. Now, find me a nut spinner. Well, it's not really a nut spinner, but it works as one. It's actually a part of a socket set, but it fits these nuts lovely. And I can put the deck back in here then, out of the way, put this somewhere safe, probably back on there where it was before. I can work on the amp. And I'll leave the screws and stuff in here, that way they won't get lost, because no holes in the bottom of the cabinet or nothing. Maybe we can leave. Oh, hang on, the on-off switch does have to come off. Oh, you couldn't. Yeah, it does. Oh, and the balance does as well. I thought it was bolted to the wood. It's not. I didn't have a close enough look, so I've got to get the on-off switch out. Otherwise I can't get the fucking thing apart. I can't get the amp out. So, let's try it. See if we can get it out. It's got to come out. And that's just turning. Someone's been in that one before. It's just turning, I can't get a grip on it. It just won't come. I mean, that's a pain in the arse, that. Let's try another socket. I mean, they should all be the same size in theory, but you never know, do you? Someone's been at that, so try another socket, try another attachment. So we'll put that one in there because we know. In fact, actually, let's just try the screwdriver. That might even fucking get it. No, nowhere near. Alright, so let's find out if we've got anything a bit smaller. Alright, but we need it a bit bigger. That doesn't. It's too small. I haven't fucking got one the right fucking size. That one's a bit bigger. I'll try that one. Might be too fucking big. Yeah, too fucking big. Let's try that one. Oh, that's just flattened screwdriver. I think, to be honest, folks, might be a bit fucking shited out of luck here. That's too fucking small, I can tell by the fucking size. Oh, no, that just seems to fit. Won't fit that one though. We'll try anyway. I've got to get it off. I'm going to get it, just slide it off. No, it ain't going to come off. Unless I get that off, I ain't getting the chassis out, I'm afraid. No. Not without a lot of fucking about. Hi folks, I'm back, and this is the amplifier from the STEREOSOUND SS9. Oh, pardon me. Right, what I've had to do, I've had to cut the on-off. I've had to cut the on-off knob. I've had to actually cut it off because I couldn't get it off otherwise. So I've had to cut it off, I'm afraid. It's a bit of a shame, but I've actually got a toggle switch which I'm going to put on, so that's no problem. Got a toggle switch under here which I'm going to use instead, so that's okay. So we can use that. But it would have been nice to get to use all the original knobs, but unfortunately, yeah. Well, we've got a, what do you call it in here? We've got a metal rectifier. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to solder these balance control knobs back on because they might as well go back on, and I took a picture of them. So, let's go to so the orange wire goes on. I took the picture the wrong way around. The orange wire goes on this side. There we go. That's the orange wire. The white wire goes next to that. Yeah. Yeah, the white wire goes to the centre tap on the same place, the same pot. Lift that resistor up a bit, there we go. It won't short out anywhere. There we go. Right, oh yeah, fucker. Right, so brown wire goes to the back. Let's just sort these wires out. Put some new solder on them. Move my phone in case I get any solder splashes on it. So that's strand out of the way. And this is why we take photographs. For that orange wire, goes to here. The blue wire goes, turn that resistor up out of the way. The blue wire goes here. And the brown wire, get rid of that strand. Over the end here. There we go. That's the balance control wired back up. Now let's start looking at what have we got in here? We've got, how many transistors have we got in this? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 transistors per amplifier we've got. So what we're going to do, we're going to start looking at capacitors and just generally checking various things. We've got that there bent over there. But that's not actually doing anything now. I said something was cut out before, and it is, that thing. That's not actually doing anything. That's been removed, but they both have on both amps. So obviously they were removed for a reason. Now let's start looking at capacitors. We'll start with these two big smoothers. They should be, if I can read the values on them, let's have a look. Bit obscure. Can't read the fucking values on it. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Can't read the fucking values on them. I'm gonna have to though, because I need them off. capacitor test and see what the test will like. So see if they come close to each other in the capacitance test. So we know the can's negative. In circuit leaky. I don't know what I was going to say that. Well, there's two capacitors there, and it'll probably read that fucker the same. I'm going to have to take them out. I'm going to have to take them out. Pain in the ass. Right. Just trying to look at them. Let's see what the value. Let's undo them. See if we can work out what the fucking values are. There we go. Fuck's sake. There we go. Let's see if we can get the fucking capacitor out. Oh. Can I get that down there? Get that one down there though. Right, well, we've got the screw out. So, it's a pain in the ass, isn't it? See if I can. They're actually insulated. Actually insulated. Well, so just to get one out, one not. Don't fancy pulling all this fucking thing to bits. Days like this you wish you'd started on the deck. Right. There we go. Now, as I can move it. Now can I? That's a live wire, that, so these are well insulated so that you can't touch any of the fucking frame, really. There we are. I put a bit of tape around that just to make sure, but I need to know the value. Red's 1000 and Red's 1000 25 volts DC. Red's 1000. Don't know what black is. I mean, this is old tape, this, I mean. Look at that. Jesus. Alright. So there must be only one in it because the can's screen, so it says, and there's nothing there, so let's just get the meter. I'll tell you what, let's get the capacitor tester and see. Click that to there. Let's take a ground from anywhere really. No, a ground from where there is a ground. There we are. Take the ground, we'll use the turntable wire. That's ground. So see what the black is. In circuit leaky, yeah, twats. Right. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to snip the bloody thing. Leave a bit of wire on so I know where it goes. There we go. Wires there, there's one, and that red goes to the can, to the red part of the can. Now oh, keep it out. I'm going to replace them anyway, so you know, I know the 25 volts. So let's connect that to there. That to the can. Open circuit or low capacitance, so there's no connection to the can. (1000 microfarad). It's actually just under, it's 958. So let's find a 1000 microfarad, because it has got a bubble in the bottom of it. So it is only one. It is only one capacitor. I thought it was two, because it fucking says cannot insert. Oh, it says, oh, plain the negative. So red's 1000 and plain's negative. Yeah. Let's find a couple of 1000 UFs. Start with, get the smoothing redone. Oh wee. Hang on. Oh. Wee. Right. Have a look at my stash. 1000 UF. (16 volts), so that's the fucking wrong value anyway. They're all the wrong value, they're all 16 volts. Oops. 10 volts. I'll say this is another one I'm going to have to fucking order parts for. What's this one? 150 UF. Let me think. What's some in here? What are these? 63 volts, 1000 UF. 25 volts, 1000 UF. 25 volts, 1000 UF. Oh. What are these ones? 250 volts. 1500. Right. Well, we've got these ones here. They are second hand, but they would have been kept because they're working. These are RS, so they're probably good ones. They're probably good quality, these. Anyway, we've got no fucking shit coming out of them. So let's have a look. And I'll need to make some tag strips up to put in. So all these are brand new. Or at least that fucker is. 25 volts. That 1000. And that one is 25 volts. 25 volts. So let's test this on the ESR tester. See what the results are. Right, let's adjust my, what do you call it? Because we're not actually in view here, are we? We're not in view because I kicked my bloody tripod earlier. Just put that straight. There we are. Now I can move me. Zoom out, zoom in, that's fully out. Gone the wrong way, you can see my ugly mug. There we are. Now you can see what I'm fucking doing, can't you folks? Yeah, because you want to watch me, because there's no point fucking me making the video if you're not going to watch me. Now, let's clip onto there, clip onto there, hit the button, and we want to see 1000 UF. Oh, 1113 UF, that's good enough. And it's 0.04 ohms. That's good enough. And this one, I hope it's the same. If this reads the same, it would be brilliant. 1,200, yeah, 1,234, and that's 0.03 ohms. So yeah. So basically, all I need to do is find some tag strip, which I should have. I should have some somewhere, and I'll also test the because I'll need to bolt this to the tag strip as well, and the rectifier needs to be fucking bolted to that as well. I'll be able to get my fingers in there. Can I get that out? There we are. Carefully remove the rectifier, because there's nothing wrong with that, so I don't see the need to change it. Right. Right, so we'll lift the rectifier out. And do you know something? I might even, you know, what I might actually do, just get this from under there. There we go. Right. Let's take these. I'll take this on here. Let's unravel that, because I've had a thought. There we go. That's the rectifier. Put that there for a moment. Get this other smoother out. Right, get this other smoother out. Because what I'm thinking of doing is moving the power supply. Thinking about making some modifications. It'll all become clear the deeper I go into it. But I'm thinking of moving the power supply to the back of the cabinet. Or even to the back of the amplifier here, where there's nothing here, because this is not used. So I might even move it to the back there. Mount some terminal strips there. It might be a lot easier. Let's get this one out. Do 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 do. Yeah, so that might be a better idea, rather than having all this up at the front here. That capacitor should just fall out. Well, I say it should. It doesn't, because it connects this black wire here. So if I'm not going to desolder it, because I need to know where everything went. So if I just clip that there, take this out, there we are. Now let's put that there for a minute. Let's shift this lot out of the way for a minute, and we'll look at doing something with the power supply. Now, there's the rectifier. The red bolts to the chassis. Which in the same way it could bolt to the rectifier. them two go out to the transformer, and these two come into the circuit. So let's just test this capacitor. I want to test this 100 ohm resistor as well. Let's just pull the heat shrink off it. Test this 100 ohm resistor. I don't know, it's actually not 100, I think it's 1 ohm. Yeah, it's 100 to ground 00. Right. That's 13 ohms. Yeah. There we go. That looks like black 00, so it shouldn't be 13 ohms. Black 00 should be 1 ohm. Or is it 00 brown should be 1 ohm? I get confused with that. Normally use a fucking calculator to do it, but... Alright, now let's test the capacitor. See how it reads, because one of them was one of the channels was a bit hummy. I need a drink in a minute as well, folks. 958, yeah, that's still good. But we'll go with the new capacitors, and we'll keep these as a guide for connecting onto. So the reds go to the positive side, and the negatives they don't actually go together. They go between that 100 ohm. They go between, because they went in like that. And that was that way because that went to that resistor and that went to the chassis. So that's how it's done. So let's get cracking, as they said in the egg factory. So what we need to do is have a look at the chassis and see if we can mount everything on the back of it here. Right the back out of the way. Would be nice if I could put it all here. So let's explore that possibility. Now the rectifier, that's okay. Because the rectifier can go there. Yes, it could if the fucking screws fit. Now the screws don't fit. Right, so don't get that clip out of there. Right, what I'm going to do, folks, I'm not going to put the power supply back where it was. I'm going to make it easier to repair in the future. I'm going to do a couple of modifications. So we know the minimum. We know the voltage of these is 24 volts, 25 volts. These what I've got here are 25 volts, and the correct value. Now let's have a look what I've got in my scrap drawer. See what we can do. I know I have got something that I know I can use. That's a possibility. Perf board, that's a possibility. Or better board if you like. But I've got something that I think I've got something better than that. There's another piece. That's a nicer looking piece, to be honest, but I think we'll still do better than that. Right. I have got something, but I can't seem to find it. I know I've got something that'll do the job, and it's ideal. It's just a matter of fucking finding it. Where are you, bastard? Here we are. There we are. Look, I've got a tag strip here. I've got a tag strip here, a shitload of bits on. I don't need all that, but yeah, I'll come back when I get these bits off this board. Hey folks, let me show you where I'm up to now. What I've done, I've mounted the rectifier here exactly as it would have been. The wires for the transformer there. The black wire goes, let's put the amplifier the right way up. The black wire from the rectifier will come round, go to this point here. No, it won't. Goes to this point here, sorry. So we'll connect this point here. This point here doesn't need to be because that's where the original wire went. So we don't need to worry about that. We'll connect to just connect to here. And the red wire here will connect to the capacitors here. And that's how this is configured. Got a red wire here, and this other red wire here went off to the rectifier. This one went off to the rectifier, this one went to here to drive this other capacitor. That's how that was done. And there was a resistor across the two negatives, which I've actually put, pick the right fucking board up, Andy, you don't bleed, wherever you put it. You know, there it is. And all I have to do is solder that on tomorrow. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. I solder that resistor there across the two negatives like it was on there, and solder the rectifier just to this point here, and that's your two capacitors coupled here. So yeah, and I just need to find somewhere to screw that. Anyway folks, thanks for watching. More to come later. Bye for now.